revealed that property damages from wild boars amount to $2.5 billion annually. They dig up gardens, leave behind deep holes, damage lawns, and provoke frustration among residents. During a homeowners association meeting, residents demanded action to prevent wild boar attacks and safeguard their properties. What are your thoughts on the significant damages outlined above? Comment below. Faced with the serious problems caused by wild boars to the American people, let's explore the advantages and ways of using traps to effectively control wild boars. American residents utilize the ingenious trap, which requires minimal time, approximately a few minutes per trap, and can be easily set up by 1 or 2 people. The ingenious trap features strong springs that can cause injury if not handled properly. Therefore, wearing gloves and protective eyewear is advised during setup and usage. Details on the trap explicitly warn against placing fingers in the middle of the trap, as it may trigger the mechanism to snap shut automatically. The trap's common dimensions are 9.84 x 5.91 x 3.94 inches, and it is constructed from steel, a durable and sturdy material. Designed with 2 springs, it effectively clamps down on a wild boar's leg when activated. One advantage of this trap is that it does not require bait preparation. However, if bait is used, hunters may opt for corn, apples, or fruits to lure the boars into the trap. The installation method requires professionalism and skills from hunters. They will choose an ideal location where signs of wild boars often appear. After selecting the spot, they will proceed to dig a pit to place the trap. The pit needs to be deep and wide enough to ensure the trap can function effectively. Then, they placed the trap in the hole and connected the parts together with rope to ensure the trap could operate normally when a wild boar stepped on it. Finally, after the trap has been fully installed, they will double-check everything once again. Thanks to the professional implementation of wild boar trapping methods by hunters, the number of wild boars entering residential areas in the U.S. has decreased over the past 5 years. Up to now, the reduction rate has reached about 40 to 50% compared to before. Reductions in wild boar populations have contributed to reducing economic losses caused by repairing damaged gardens. As wild boar numbers have declined, repair costs have dropped to about $1.25 billion per year. In areas with high wild boar densities, local authorities often have flexible policies on capturing wild boars to control the population. This could include allowing hunters to take more than 5 wild boars per day. During the wild boar breeding season, authorities often impose strict restrictions on the capture of wild boars, as capturing pregnant wild boars and baby wild boars is considered inhumane in the United States. Hunters typically catch wild boars with an average weight of 220 to 440 pounds. However, there has been a case where a record weight of wild boar caught with a leg trap was recorded up to 770 pounds in the U.S. Since then, it has been proven that foot traps are used effectively. The roars of wild boars rang out in the deep forest when they were trapped. They tried to struggle to escape, but each movement made the trap tighten their legs. In the U.S., hunters are generally required to check traps at least every 24 hours. This ensures that wild boars caught in traps will not suffer for long periods of time. These regulations are in place to promote ethical hunting practices and minimize the suffering of wild boars. Failure to comply with trap inspection requirements may result in penalties, including fines or revocation of hunting licenses. Collecting wild boar requires people in good health and fully equipped with protective equipment, including gloves, masks, and clothing. During the collection process, they must avoid injury from struggling wild boars. Using tape to seal a wild boar's snout is a common method to minimize their impact on humans. This way, wild boars cannot open their mouths to attack or harm humans. Many communities oppose wild boar trapping because they believe that this activity is often exploited for personal gain. Such exploitation often involves recreational use of wild boar without realizing the negative impact on the environment and communities. Trapping wild boars with traps also leads to many negative impacts, including reducing the number of wild boars and causing unnecessary harm to them. On June 12, 2023, in Tampa, Florida, USA, a troop of about 50 monkeys entered the city's suburbs, causing serious damage to the local power system. The monkeys attacked and climbed on power lines, causing widespread power outages throughout the city. The incident caused businesses and factories to temporarily stop operating, resulting in estimated economic losses of up to $2 million USD. Fixing the power outage also took about 8 hours, adding to the inconvenience for local residents and businesses. To prevent damage caused by monkey attacks on power lines, authorities have organized and deployed countermeasures. Americans have chosen to use iron cage traps, known for their effectiveness and durability. The process of installing an iron cage trap takes only 30 minutes, with the average participation of a group of 3 people. Iron cage traps are designed with spacious dimensions, usually 33 x 33 feet, and are constructed from iron mesh panels linked together by large iron bars. There is a large door to lead monkeys inside. The iron cage trap is designed with an inward opening door, secured by strong springs or sturdy latches. When monkeys enter the trap to get the bait out of curiosity or hunger, they often move forward without noticing the door. This makes them prone to getting trapped inside. The trap door is designed to be easily opened from the outside, but difficult for monkeys inside to open. The springs or latches holding the door are very strong, requiring significant force from the outside to open, ensuring that monkeys cannot open the door themselves and escape. In a day, a steel cage trap can catch between 50 to 70 invasive monkeys. Common areas for catching large numbers of invasive monkeys in the United States are typically near forests or wilderness areas, where monkeys frequently appear in search of food. According to reports, the number of monkeys caught in these areas has significantly increased over the past 5 years, indicating ongoing efforts by authorities to manage monkey populations. From 1972 to 2017, the U.S. Department of Agriculture's monkey trapping program has removed over 100,000 monkeys. The combination of steel cage traps and net traps has not only been effective in reducing monkey populations, but also cost-efficient for American citizens. Net traps, known for their high efficiency and versatility, are favored for their ability to cover large areas and strategic placement. The response from the American community towards the use of net traps is generally positive, with support from environmental and animal welfare groups. Although using monkey traps is highly effective and considered humane, some communities disagree with trapping monkeys. These communities view monkeys as sacred animals due to deep cultural and religious reasons. The trapping of invasive monkeys has sparked controversy, with one side arguing that it is necessary to protect ecosystems and prevent economic damage, while the other side is concerned about infringing on cultural values and animal rights. Therefore, monkey trapping programs must carefully balance effectiveness in management with respect for community beliefs. Faced with mixed views from the community, the U.S. government has implemented measures to handle invasive monkey populations in a considered and humane way. In addition to using traps to collect monkeys, the government has taken monkeys to medical facilities for sterilization. The sterilization of monkeys demonstrates the government's commitment to protecting the ecological environment while respecting the cultural and religious values of the communities. After sterilizing the monkeys, Americans brought them to conservation areas so they could live in a natural, safer environment and not cause trouble to the community. Sanctuaries provide suitable homes for monkeys, ensuring they are well cared for without affecting the lives of people. The American people's way of handling and dealing with wild boars and monkeys using traps has shown an effective solution in controlling troublesome animals. If you agree with the American way of using traps, please comment number 1. Please share the video so your family will have good luck. Thank you. Don't forget to click the channel subscription button. Don't leave the screen. Keep watching the video.
Millions of acres of cornfields in Tuscany, Italy, are suffering heavy damage due to a sudden attack from wild boars, causing heavy losses to the agricultural economy but also affecting the spirit of the Italian farmer. Do you know what will happen when the combination of the native Sus scrofa species and the wild boar species introduced from the Eastern Europe invade this land? Simply put, you understand that they're called invasive wild boars. Due to the lack of natural predators, the number of wild boars has been increasing over the past few years. Today, there are about 150,000 wild boars in Tuscany, and some of them cause a lot of damage to the agricultural industry. I heard people here say that about 110 pounds of wild boar needs about 4,000 to 4,500 calories a day. Why in this area do cornfields suffer the most serious damage every year? The first reason is that the average calorie content of corn is about 7.9 calories per pound, which helps wild boars stay full for a long time and not spend too much effort in finding food. The second reason is that the cornfields are large and the height of the corn plants can cover and protect the wild boars from farmers. These are reasons that create opportunities for wild boars to invade. So if you have any other reasons, please comment below to let farmers in other areas know how to deal with this harmful animal. According to a report by the local government of Tuscany, Italy, the damage caused by wild boars to the agricultural industry, specifically to cornfields, amounts to millions of dollars each year. More serious consequences are when they invade cornfields. During the harvest season, people's health can be threatened while harvesting corn in the fields. Therefore, when you go to work in the fields, pay close attention to avoid the sudden attack of wild boars from the inside of the field. From the above actions of the wild boar, Italian people have faced many challenges from the journey to protect cornfields to on to deal with wild boars. Don't take your eyes off the screen. Next, I will take you on the farmer's hunting journey here. So comment number 1 if you're ready. And let's continue watching. Wild boars hunting in Tuscany is the most traditional hunting activity in Italy and one of the most exciting things that you can experience. Therefore, before participating in hunting trips, you need to have a hunting license to ensure your safety and have knowledge about the characteristics of wild boars. The type of hunting license that Italians often use is at the Ministero delle Politiche Agricole Alimentari e Forestali, which is the nationwide hunting licensing agency. The penalty for illegally hunting wild boars in Italy will be the confiscation of the hunting equipment. In serious cases, hunters can be imprisoned for up to 2 years. In addition, people who do not have a hunting license will have to pay a compensation fee from 10,000 to 6,000 euros. So if you don't want to be fined or do not want to lose money, I advise you not to venture out on the hunt yourself. Comment number 2, if you are licensed to hunt. Unlike other countries, Italy uses helicopters in the wild boar hunting journey. In the United States, the government only licenses certain states to use helicopters for hunting. However, the cost is higher than traditional methods such as walking and using hunting dogs. Italian hunters think this method is the most effective and saves time and effort. The cost of renting a helicopter for a day of wild boar hunting can range from $2,000 to $5,000. So why do some people think that the method has high costs? Because of the convenience of this vehicle, this type of helicopter is equipped with an overhead observation system to help hunters quickly determine the location of wild boars. During the hunting process, there is a seat belt that keeps the hunter firmly seated in the plane, and when taken down from above, will avoid the problem of wild boar attacks. At the same time, helping hunters reach remote, hard-to-reach locations will cost more due to fuel consumption and long flight times. You need to pay attention to this, as if you don't want to lose a lot of money, you'll have to. My dear beloved audience, if you found all of these information useful so far, please show us some love by giving us a like to help us bettering our content. In addition, Italian hunters also hunt with bows and arrows. The hunter must face challenges and venture through the jungle and swamp areas. Unlike using helicopters to reach targets, using bows and arrows requires patience and flexible movement skills in natural environments. So when facing wild boars, using bows and arrows becomes more difficult, especially when taking them down. This requires highly specialized skills and a deep understanding of wild boar characteristics and behavior as well. So moving on complex and difficult terrain areas requires the hunter to have a good knowledge of the terrain. An indispensable part when hunting using bows and arrows is preparing bait for the hunt to be effective and to attract the attention of wild boars to the area of the hunter has prepared in advance. Before you understand it another way, to ensure the hunter's safety from being attacked by them while hunting. Bait containers are often placed high up, and in about 3 to 4 hours, they will automatically release the bait to the ground to attract the wild boars. The hunter will prepare the corn laced with scent. These impregnations do not harm animals, as they only have the effect of creating scent, so they are very safe. Understanding the behavior and eating habits of wild boars is an important factor to help optimizing the hunting performance. In Italy's farming community, the use of hunting dogs and combating wild boars faces strong opposition. Most people here consider dogs to be loyal companions and family members, not hunting tools. This is because the relationship between humans and dogs has existed for a long time. In Tuscany, Italy, an outrageous incident occurred when a group of hunters organized hunting dogs and wild boars. More than 10 hunting dogs were attacked by wild boars in the process. This incident caused outrage in the community and led to protests against hunting with dogs. The protesters demanded an end to dog hunting and respect for their views on the relationship between humans and dogs. So the real question is, do you support stopping hunting with hounds? If you agree, please comment number 1 below in the description. And if you're an animal lover, please comment your thoughts below as well. What do you think about the fact that Italian people do not use hunting dogs during hunting? Comment number 1 if you agree with the above action, and comment 0 if you feel like wild boars are harmful to cornfields and needs to be dealt with ASAP. And finally, thank you so much for watching the whole entire video. Click the like button now and subscribe to the channel to watch the latest videos about dealing with wild boars.
In the state of Hogzilla, the most famous is the male wild boar named Hogzilla, which was brought down in the state of Georgia in 2004. It was estimated to weigh 1,500 pounds and be 9 feet long. With such a huge weight, what measures do American farmers use to deal with wild boars? Are you curious about how they deal with this giant wild boar? During the 1900s, Russian wild boars were brought to the United States for sport hunting and crossbred with escaped domestic boars. According to a USDA report, by the end of 2022, about 9 million wild boars are expected to live in the United States. They can reproduce quickly and adapt well to diverse environments, expanding their territory to 35 states across the country and causing serious problems for farmers and communities. They pose a major challenge to environmental and agricultural management, highlighting the need to develop effective management measures to control wild boar populations and reduce negative impacts on the environment and local economies. Farmers in states like Texas are facing a major challenge in finding solutions to losses caused by feral hog intrusion into agriculture. They often destroy farms, especially after harvest. Their uncontrolled invasion can cause great damage to farmers, affecting infrastructure and investment in farming. This problem also affects food supplies and threatens the sustainability of local ecosystems. It becomes difficult for American farmers to deal with wild boars when faced with giant wild boars. Do you believe that there is a 100-pound wild boar in the United States? The razorback wild boar is descended from the European wild boar and is the most common wild boar species in the U.S., which can reach an average size of 150 to 200 pounds for males and 100 to 150 pounds for females. However, some special individuals can grow exceedingly, weighing more than 1,000 pounds. Habitats in many areas of the United States provide abundant food sources and few predators, allowing wild boars to grow enormously. However, some studies show that wild boars can grow to large sizes due to the influence of factors such as hormones, disease, or genetic variation. Giant wild boars are large, ferocious, and have formidable strength, making hunting or controlling them more dangerous and difficult. Even threatens human safety. Giant wild boars cause billions of dollars in damage each year to the American people. According to estimates by the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA, damage caused by wild boars amounts to $2.5 billion USD each year. Farmers use corn spread on the ground, placed in traps, or mixed with other foods to increase attractiveness. Traps should be placed in areas where wild boars frequent, such as near food sources, water sources, or trails. This trap catches 10 to 12 large and small boars at a time. Trapping wild boars must comply with legal regulations to ensure responsible practice. All trappers must follow these regulations, including obtaining appropriate permits and adhering to seasonal and regional restrictions. When boars become trapped, it is important to know how to handle them safely and humanely, using humane methods. The second effective method used by farmers is hunting wild boar with bows and arrows, which has become an enjoyable activity in the United States, but requires strict compliance with regulations and permits. In many states in the U.S., people who want to participate in wild boar hunting season must have a permit from environmental management agencies. This helps ensure that hunting takes place according to regulations and does not harm wild boar populations. Wild boar hunting season in the U.S. usually takes place from October to January, depending on the geographical region and regulations of each state. During this time, hunters equip their bows, arrows, and necessary equipment, preparing for the hunt that awaits. Hunters often use modern compound bows with high traction and good accuracy to help increase the ability to kill wild boars with one arrow. Use bows and arrows to take down wild boars, which are usually small wild boars. But hunting wild boars with a bow and arrow will kill fewer wild boars. The number of wild boars that can be taken down in one hunt can range from 1 to 3, depending on the above factors. When hunting wild boar, arrow selection becomes important. In the United States, regulations often limit the number of arrows a hunter can use daily. These arrows are meticulously crafted to fly straight to their prey, providing effective effects. Hunters can choose from a variety of arrow types, including carbon, aluminum, or composite materials. With a limited number of arrows, hunters must hone their skills to increase their chances of success. Rely on patience and keen observation to stalk your prey. Each hunt requires careful consideration of factors such as distance, wind direction, and wild boar behavior. Environmental conservation and maintaining ecological balance. Balancing the recreational aspect of hunting with environmental protection is a concurrent challenge, and the government needs to review policies. Management measures to ensure that wild boar hunting activities do not unduly impact the ecosystem and nature. In particular, an important thing in protecting animal welfare is that hunting of baby wild boars or pregnant boars is not allowed. This requires you to know about wild boars. The last thing you may not know is that camouflage and hiding will help you hunt a giant wild boar. Do you know what is the safest distance a hunter should keep from a wild boar? A safe distance to hide wild boars is 50 to 100 yards. Please keep yourself safe. If you support farmers' method of dealing with wild boars by hunting with bows and arrows, please comment number 1 below. If you disagree, please leave a comment with 0. Thank you for watching the entire video. Like and click the subscribe button to watch our next videos about harmful invasive species. Do you know which way baboons invade the city? They travel along trails, through forests, and along major roads to infiltrate residential areas. They can also climb on tree branches and electric wires to move. It is estimated that in 2020, the number of baboons invading Georgia's residential areas could range from 500 to 1,000. The weight of each animal is 20 to 30 pounds, and it travels in herds of 5 to 20 animals, according to local information. Another distinguishing feature of baboons from regular monkeys is that their tails are usually shorter than long-tailed monkeys, 4 to 6 inches long, and have no hair at the tip. These characteristics and behaviors help them climb and move more easily everywhere in the city. What do you think about their intelligence and flexibility? Comment 0 if you agree with this. You wouldn't think that the baboon's behaviors directly affect all the activities of people in the city. The main purpose of baboons when entering the city is to search for food, but due to their curiosity about cars parked on human roads. The actions of invasive monkeys seriously affect traffic participants. They sit on top of cars, causing the driver to obscure his vision, lose control, and crash into many other vehicles. Leading up to 2022, there have been more than 100 accidents caused by baboons in the city, injuring more than 50 people. At the same time, people will have to spend a lot of money to repair their vehicles. Invasive baboons cause a lot of harm. What should authorities in Georgia do to deal with them? Invading baboons are not afraid at all. They directly break the car's windshield when there are people in the car. They climb everywhere in the car, causing many scratches because their toenails are very sharp. So do you know how much it costs to repair a car? The cost to replace a windshield can range from $500 to $1,500 depending on the type of vehicle and extent of damage. The parking lot has become a destination for baboons. In Georgia, one of the most famous parking areas frequently attacked by baboons is the GMS Mall parking lot. At this parking lot, a car became the target of an attack by 5 to 7 baboons. Because the car owner forgot to close the car door, it made it easy for the baboons to attack inside. They scratch all over the car's body looking for food. This incident not only caused property damage to car owners, but also made many people concerned about their safety when traveling and living in the city area. To prevent traffic safety dangers caused by baboons, what do you think car owners should do to avoid similar incidents? Baboons not only invade parking areas but also affect Georgians by rummaging through trash cans and destroying household items. The negative effects of this behavior don't stop there. Baboons rummaging through trash and eating leftover food also pose a potential risk of spreading disease to humans. Garbage can contain many dangerous pathogens such as bacteria, viruses, and parasites. When baboons eat garbage and excrete indiscriminately, they can accidentally transmit pathogens to humans through direct or indirect contact. How to prevent the invasive and destructive behavior of baboons, protecting the environment and public health. Please share your thoughts below so everyone can comment and help you learn more information about this invasive baboon species. To deal with invasive baboons, hunters in Georgia have conducted adventurous hunts. They choose a location in the forest, setting up a baboon shooting tent as an effective means of hunting. This tent measures about 6 to 8 feet, large enough for hiding and convenient for the hunter. The latch material is made from parachute fabric, providing cover and protection from harsh weather. People often use this tent for about 2 to 3 days when hunting, preparing the necessary belongings before each journey. In particular, in front of each tent, they will prepare a large amount of fruit to attract baboons. This greatly improved the efficiency of their hunts, helping them deal with invasive baboons. This combination of quality tents and attraction strategies has enabled people to conduct hunts more easily and effectively, ensuring safety and success in taking down baboons. How will you disguise yourself when hunting baboons? Comment number 1, if you use the same method as above. Each year, the number of baboons controlled through hunting has increased significantly, helping to reduce their encroachment in areas of Georgia. The effectiveness of this measure has reduced the number of baboons, which has not increased in recent years. City dwellers no longer have to worry about regular invasions from baboons. However, To participate in hunting activities, the hunter must be of age, usually 18 years or older. Every day, they are only allowed to hunt a certain number of baboons, usually about 2 to 3. During hunts, the heaviest average weight of a baboon they hunt is about 20 to 25 pounds, depending on the size and health of the animal. This helps maintain balance in the species population management and ensures that the inhabitants have a safer and more peaceful living environment. To reduce baboon encroachment in the city, periodic educational programs are organized to increase public understanding and awareness of the issue. Each educational course has a specific goal of providing information about baboon behavior and biology, how to respond to invasive situations, and safety measures when interacting with them. The courses for people take place in the spring and summer when baboon invasions are often high. This education is intended to guide them on how to prevent and respond when encountering situations involving baboons. Participants in these educational programs must reach adulthood, usually 18 years or older, to ensure they have enough knowledge and understanding to apply what they learn to practice. Do you know any other methods to deal with invasive baboons? Please comment below so Georgians can learn. If you want to learn about baboon invasion in any country, please comment number 2 and add a location so we can help you explore. Thank you for watching the entire video. Click the like button and subscribe to the channel to see other invasive species in the next video. In 2021, wolf losses to Montana's bison industry were estimated to reach $12 million. The cause of heavy damage is that grazing bison outdoors makes them easy prey for invasive wolves. Wolves move faster than bison, making it easier for them to approach and attack their prey. The invasive wolf's maximum movement speed is about 40 mph. On average, each year a wolf can take down 20 to 30 bison. This is a serious problem that needs to be resolved so as not to affect the economic resources of North Americans. Wolves are also an invasive species that are good swimmers. However, hunting underwater is their weakness because when moving underwater, wolves lose body heat more easily than on land. Their fur cannot keep warm in cold water, so bison can escape from invading wolves. If you are a livestock farmer in North America, please take preventive measures before wolves attack your livestock area. Overnight, wolves invaded a sheep farm in North America, causing disaster for the sheep and the farmer's main asset. Damage is estimated to be up to millions of dollars when wild wolves invade the sheep farming area. The flock of sheep suffered heavy damage, some were injured, and a large number of sheep did not survive. The rapid attack left people and authorities without timely countermeasures. This is a warning to sheep farmers and other agricultural farms about the risk from wild wolves and the need for more effective prevention and protection measures to deal with this situation. For the wolf trapping process to ensure the safety of hunters, when is the most appropriate time for them to carry out the trapping process? Trapping of invasive wolves in North America is often done during the day rather than at night, even though wolves are primarily active at night. The first reason is that at night the terrain is covered with 3 to 4 feet of deep snow, making travel difficult and dangerous. The advice of farmers here is to install traps during the day. If you agree with this implementation process, please comment number 1. Moving through deep snow is very difficult and time-consuming, requiring hunters to have good health and the ability to adapt to harsh weather conditions. During this process, the hunter needs to wear warm enough clothes to avoid catching a cold. On average, it takes a North American hunter about 30 to 45 minutes to set up a trap in the snow. How long will it take a hunter with professional experience in hunting to set a trap? How long will it take you to wait for results when using leg traps to deal with invasive wolves? According to an experienced hunter, a wolf can be trapped within 1 to 2 weeks. Regular leg traps can capture wolf legs that are 2 to 4 inches in diameter. However, some larger traps can grip wolf legs up to 6 inches in diameter. If the wolf's foot size is larger than the above diameter, it will make the coping process difficult and unsuccessful. At the same time, while hunters are collecting wolves, they need to wear protective clothing such as thick gloves to avoid being hurt by their claws or fangs. These things help them avoid being infected with viruses transmitted by invasive species. Do you know what difficulties hunters face when setting traps? Installing wolf traps in snowy terrain in North America is difficult because deep snow makes digging holes difficult. The hunter must use a hammer to dig the hole, making the process longer and more labor-intensive. The size of the hole dug to place a wolf trap is usually about 1 to 2 feet. Use thin paper to cover the surface of the trap to hide it from the wolf's sight. Pour prepared soil onto the surface of the trap to fill the hole. Use a small broom to remove a thin layer of snow and even out the trap area, creating a natural look so wolves don't detect it. To increase efficiency, bait preparation is very important. Unlike fox traps, wolf traps often use bait attached to a small green tree next to the trap. Placing bait high above helps attract wolves from afar. The bait the hunter used on this hunt came from the Hawbaker's brand. Hawbaker's also offers baits with pack scents, such as the scent of wolf urine or the scent of wounded prey. The scent of the herd will make wolves feel safer and more comfortable, making them easier to trap. If you are a hunter, please comment below which scent you choose. The type of snowmobile that North American hunters use to collect invasive wolves is often an all-terrain snowmobile with high speed and the ability to move flexibly over snowy terrain. All-terrain snowmobiles typically have a top speed of 40 to 50 mph. One day of collection, they will transport 5 to 20 invasive wolves to the processing area. If you agree with this measure, please comment number 5 and encourage hunters so they have the motivation to protect the property of North American people. Leaving wolves trapped for too many days in the snow violates animal welfare principles. That's why wolves should not be trapped for too many days in the snow. They will likely be attacked by other animals, so hunters need to check traps and collect and handle them immediately. Finally, hunters can use hunting tools to take down invading wolves while they are still able to resist being trapped. One important thing when hunting for North Americans is to comply with legal policies on dealing with invasive wolves. Hunters must be 18 years of age or older to participate. In addition, are there any important factors that hunters need to follow when hunting? If you know, please share for their reference. In the following episodes, you will learn how North Americans deal with invasive wolves by using hunting tools. Is this method more effective than using a vacuum clamp trap? Are leg traps effective in dealing with invasive wolves?
So since these solutions have been effective in preventing the growth of colonies of some invasive species, do you believe in any other better solution? If so, please don't forget to share your comments and opinions down below. Plus, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to support our channel with our upcoming videos. And lastly, don't forget to share this video with all your friends so that they can watch it and enjoy it as well.